What's up, everyone? Very welcome along to Craig Station. Wales versus Belgium today. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I have to say I am. As a neutral, I'm looking forward to it. I was reading the chat before I started. I see a lot of people are saying Wales have nothing to play for. They do. If Wales can make sure that they win this game, I think that it's fair to say they get a home draw. A home draw in the... and I know that they've qualified to the Nations League, but they get a home draw in the semi-final of the playoffs, I believe. If they do well today in this game, if they win this game, or at least I think if they avoid defeat in this game, I think it's fair to say that they get a home draw in the qualifying. So that's why it's important today for Wales. Would I rather Finland or Ukraine qualify? I don't mind, man. Do you know what I mean? Whoever qualifies. So let's just enjoy the game. And we'll go to the starting 11s in the second. But any Wales fans in the house, let me know. Any Belgium fans in the house? Well, look, you've already qualified, haven't you? So not too shabby there for them. And we will, of course, keep an eye on what's going on in the Netherlands between Houlden and Norway. So I've got the live scores open in front of me. So I'll make sure to keep you up to date with what's going on there as well. Roberto, how are you? How are you not a mod on this channel, dude? Let me just add that in. Roberto, there we go. Bing bang bosh. Let's go Belgium, said staff. Scotland fan, Durna, you must be happy enough. Cracking results. 2-0 against who was it you guys were playing the other day? 2-0 against Denmark. Yes, Denmark. Very impressive performance. Watched the highlights of it last night. Great to see the passion back in, by the way, and I loved looking at Steve Clarke after the game yesterday and just seeing the pride beaming in his face with the level of performance. So, yeah, nice. Wales won't win, sadly. Look, you never know, dude. It's international football. Anything is possible with a bit of passion. Let's have a little look at the starting 11s anyway. So, Wales have gone for Ward in goal. Then it's Nico Williams, Davies, Mepham and Rodon with Roberts, Allen, Ramsey, Morrell, Kiefer Moore and Dan James up top. For Belgium, it's Casteels in goal, then Castagna, Boyada, Thiete, Mounier, Witsel, De Bruyne, Hazard, Vanaken, I don't even know how, is it Ketelara? I'm not sure how you pronounce that one, De Ketelara, and Divock Origi, man like Divock, starts off up top for Belgium. Much change Belgium, obviously the fact they've already qualified. But yeah, it should be a good game, and I'm doing this because I promised somebody in the Anfield Agenda live chat that I'd do a watch-along of the Wales game. So look, I'll keep you up to date, of course, with what's going on in the other games. Bosnia against Ukraine, Finland against France, Czech Republic, Estonia, Wales, Belgium. So yeah, we will keep you up to date, of course. Netherlands, Norway, Montenegro, Turkey, and Gibraltar, Latvia. They're the games that are on tonight. Thoughts on the Scotland team? Very, very proud of them. I know I shouldn't be because I'm Irish, but you know, I look out for my Celtic brothers and sisters, and yeah, look, I want to see as many of the home nations qualify for tournaments as you can. You know, if Ireland don't qualify, I'm always hoping Northern Ireland or Wales or Scotland qualify. England qualifying is usually a given, to be fair, but yeah. Craig, fun fact, did you know that Shay Adams was born in Ilkeston and played for Ilkeston Town? I did not. Great goal, though, for Shay Adams last night. I suppose the killer goal in that game, the second, but he took it very well. Really, really good finish from him. Very confident finish. I'm Scottish, said Corin, WFM. WFM, right back to you, Corin, as well. Origi gonna destroy Wales, said RSH14. I don't know, let's wait and see. Ireland might have a chance for Euro 2024. Look, signs of improvement under Stephen Kenny? Absolutely. Absolutely. Some great players working well within Stephen Kenny's system. And I think he should get a contract extension. I do. I think the job Stephen Kenny's done, you know, there are detractors that will talk about the awful run of results. But for me, I think Stephen Kenny has breathed new life into Irish football. And I fully would like to see Stephen Kenny given a new deal. Tyler said, do you need any mods on this channel? Not at the minute. Not at the minute, mate. We've got a few. Mark said, anyone know Robertson's injury? It hasn't been fully diagnosed yet. He's undergone scans and stuff at the minute. So from a Liverpool perspective, obviously we know that Sadio Mane and James Milner are available for the weekend. Jordan Henderson was training, but training away from the rest of the team, and I don't know what the story is with Andy Robertson as of yet. Yes, Corin, you can have a moderator. You can indeed have a moderator, Corin. And you know what? I'm going to be fair here. I'm going to be fair to to our friend a second ago who asked, and I'll give him one. But that's us done for the day then. So let's go with that one. Where was my friend a second ago who asked for a moderator? Where is he going? There we go. Tyler, we'll give you one as well. But remember, folks, just boot people out if they're being abusive to other people in the chat. You know, having a different opinion to you, that's not necessarily a reason to boot anybody out. So just try and give a bit of leeway in the chat. Hush Hobbity Mosh Lobbity, that was a very long name. You've changed it up a little bit, made it a bit longer. Said, even as an Englishman, I always want the other UK teams and Irish teams to do well. Craig, I didn't watch the game the other day, but who was the Irish player who was called the Irish Sterling? Ogbene, perhaps? I'm not sure. I don't remember hearing anybody call the Irish Sterling, to be honest with you, but I'm good, thank you, Colin. Very good. Yeah, looking forward to watching a game of football, and I suppose counting down the days until the Reds are back in action at the weekend. Thank you, Smithy boy. Johnny, how are you, mate? Nice to see you in again. I hope that you're at fine fettle this evening. Right, so the teams are in the tunnel at the Cardiff Stadium. What do we think on this, actually? On Wales, folks, what are you saying? Should Wales stay playing their games in the stadium in Cardiff, or should they go back to, well, what I know is the Millennium Stadium, but is, what's it called these days? The Principality Stadium, isn't it? So should Wales go back to playing the games in the Principality, or should they keep them in Cardiff? What are we saying? Do you follow cricket? No, I do not, Supri. I am aware of what's going on in the world of cricket at the minute, mate, both from the racism allegations and stuff that are going on, and both from, of course, the T20 World Cup. But other than that, no, don't watch it. It's called the Principality Stadium now, isn't it? Yeah, I still know it as the Millennium. I'll always think of it as the Millennium. Hey you, thank you for the super sticker. Who was it? JT69 United, how are you? DJ John, how are you, my man? Lovely to see you in. Thank you for the kindness, mate. And I hope you're having a good day. And hey you as well. Cedric reckons Cardiff. RSH Cardiff. Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag on this one. Look, it has been a very... I think it was a genius move, by the way, at the time, to move the Wales national team to the Cardiff Stadium, because it's got the atmosphere back up. Sometimes in the Principality or the Millennium Stadium, it was a bit sparse at times, because, you know, Wales had gone through a bit of a change. You know, they had a good crop of players, then they went through where they were waiting to bring through younger players, and now they're starting to see the fruits of the labour, I should say. And yeah, it's an interesting one, because look, Cardiff's been a very good home to the Welsh national team. The atmosphere is usually amazing there, but you know, you always have your commercial eye on these things, don't you? And you're wondering if the Welsh FA would look to make, look, that's a sellout in there tonight, so you're wondering, you know, would they look at bringing it back to a bigger stadium? But then again, look, if it doesn't sell out, you're back to square one, aren't you? Kickoff is in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So just singing the national anthems now. And then, yeah, it does be rocking for the rugby. Oh, absolutely, Johnny. Yeah, definitely, mate. I've never been to the Millennium Stadium, but, you know, anyone who has been... am I right in saying that you go into the stadium and you go down? So the stadium itself is built below ground level? I love that idea, if that's the case. And... anyone who's been to games at the Millennium Stadium does say what an amazing venue it is. And look, I'd love to go to a game there at some point. Rugby, boxing or football, don't mind. I have a bit of a, I don't want to say a hard on for it, but I'm fascinated by different stadiums. The Liberty Stadium's in Wales, mate. That's where Swansea play. Score prediction. Ooh, can I go bold and go 2-2? 2-2, Michael. I'm gonna go upbeat and go for a 2-2. Did you see the latest rumour saying Mina Raiola is set to become Harvey Elliott's agent? I didn't, but you know, nothing is gonna get Harvey Elliott out of Liverpool, mate. So, you know, if there was one person that I would be very, very convinced that is hard to set on saying at Liverpool, it would be Harvey Elliott. So yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about... I don't know if it's true or not, so from that, I haven't got a clue. Durno said, "Hey Craig, can you shout out my friend Joe Small? He's a Liverpool fan, loves watching your videos in Scotland. Be good if you could shout him out." Joe, how are you, mate? Thank you. Much appreciated. Love having you watching. I don't know why you watch, mate, because I wouldn't watch me. I think I'm a prick. But thank you. You're going for 1-1, Michael. Nice. Oh, look at this. Hosh is going balls out. 5-0. I love it, mate. Almost a bit of Jack Gill about you there. What boxing card are you watching on the 11th? 3 different ones. Mate, I honestly haven't got a clue. I'll open up all... I have everything on notifications. So when I get the notifications, I look at them, see what time they're on. If I can't watch it live, I'll probably record one. I'll watch them all, though. That's the honest answer, Cal. I'll be watching them all. So many great fights coming up. What's for supper? I don't know. Joshy, do you know what, mate? I don't know. I've got a box of Greg's sausage rolls in the freezer, and I've been keeping them for a special occasion, and why not tonight? Do you know what I mean? Have you heard about the Derby County situation? I know that they were waiting for the result of their appeal of their 12-point deduction, but I don't see how they could realistically get out of that. But again, I haven't heard the latest, so please do let me know. Who's your favourite League of Ireland? Shelbourne, Jamie. Shelbourne have always been the League of Ireland club that I would be most fond of. Back up into the Premier Division as well this season. About fucking time. Yes, Divock Origi is playing, Ben. I'll run through the starting 11s one more time for those that are coming in a bit late. Wales have Ward in goal. Then it's Williams, Davies, Mepham and Roden. Then it's Morel, Ramsey, Allen, Roberts, Kiefer Moore and Dan James. For Belgium, Casteels in goal. Then Castagna, Boyata, Tiete, Meunier, Witsel, De Bruyne, Hazard, Vanaken, Di Catelleri and Origi up top. So yeah, much changed 11 for the Belgians, but still got De Bruyne and Hazard in there. So, it's Torgan Hazard, but still a good Hazard nonetheless. They got another 12-point deduction. Yeah. That situation there for Mr. Rooney's going about as well as his hair transplant went. I was told that Shelbourne were the scum of the Dublin teams by a Bows fan. Yeah, so probably Shelbourne fans would probably say Rovers fans. Rovers fans would probably say Bows fans, and Bows fans are saying Shelbourne fans. So there you go, Cal. Does your whole family support Liverpool? Well, look, I've a 17-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son. No brothers and sisters, so... Oh shit, we're underway in the game. No, we're not. I thought we were. About to get underway. Let me get the clock ready to go. So my kids, yes, but, I'm forcing it upon them, as any good father should with their football club. Right, anyway, we're about to get underway. Wales playing from left to right in the first half, and we are underway, and the clock started. And Wales launch it long. So look, I will keep you up to date with what's going on in all the other qualifiers around Europe as well. Will I watch the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight? You know what, Dylan? If I'm being entirely honest, mate, I probably will, I probably will. I'm intrigued by it. I really am, because this is... I would have Jake Paul as favourite going into that fight. Genuinely, I would. Right, quick corner from Wales. Where are we all at with Dan James, by the way? Because... Can I say this? I think this is fair. I would look at Dan James as the Welsh Raheem Sterling with the way he plays football. So many good things, but for me, the final product is lacking with Dan James. Which, look, Raheem Sterling has scored a lot of goals, but I think if there's one critique you'd make of Raheem's play, you would say that he could be a bit more clinical in front of goal. For me, Dan James, a lot of pace, a lot of trickery, but I just feel like he's missing... the last thing, the last piece of the jigsaw. Would I take 70 million on Hazard for Salah? No, I wouldn't. I'm not even being smart, Johnny. I wouldn't take it. Hazard's washed. He's picking up so many injuries now. And look, if he got his dream move to Real Madrid and can't put it together over there, Nothing would make me think he'd come to Liverpool and put in any additional effort. Tyler, I'm watching the game on Sky Sports main event. Can you maybe look at F and G for another addition to Anfield Agenda? He's an incredibly funny YouTuber. Look, always looking for new talent. Always. Get the person in question to drop us an email and maybe throw in a link to his channel. And we'll have a look. Always on the lookout. Thank you for the recommendation. If anybody ever does look to contact us, you can get us at contact@AnfieldAgenda.com. V said, Dan James, more pace than the finish. What else we got? Not clinical enough to Laura's H14. Craig, would you ever do boxing? Look, not now. I'm like 40. I'm too old. I'm too out of shape. But if I was Connor Crosby or I was, 25, 26, 27, and this kind of blue collar boxing stuff was about, yes, 100%. I would have been involved. I would have absolutely wanted to get involved. I had no idea if I'd be any good or not, but I would have loved to have tested myself. Now, far too old. Corin said, what about Red Men TV? No, we're already better. Do you know what I mean? We're already the best fan channel out there with regard to Liverpool content. We don't need to be bringing Red Men on. The lads have a very good setup and do their own thing. I think we just have very different styles of content, but certainly respect what they do. F&G has 586k subs. Then he doesn't need to be on Little Old Anfield Agenda. Obviously the dudes out there are absolutely slaying it. That's class. I'm a religious Oasis fan, Craig. My favourite song is still I'll Make Believe. What's yours? I Hope I Think I Know. It's the one that always just strikes a chord with me the most. Torgan Hazard, a bit of a back heel, but it comes straight to Ramsey. He's looking for Dan James. De Bruyne now looking to play out from the back. As I said, I will keep you guys up to date with what's going on in all the other games as well. Just looking, there's been no goals that I'm aware of yet. Just looking through the latest scores. Montenegro gone 1-0 up against Turkey. That is not a result that they're going to want, is it? Wow. Hasn't updated on my slow app yet. It's just so slow. You think the one job, do you know what I mean? Update scores is your one job. You think they do it quickly. Ireland are quality at rugby now. To be fair, we've been very good at rugby for quite a while. Just never been able to put it together at a World Cup and get past the quarter final. Craig, you're the go to streaming and singing. I'm definitely not of singing, mate. Definitely not. My missus hates when I sing because I'm terrible, obviously. How many siblings do I have? None. I'm an only child. My parents were told they couldn't have any kids, and my mum unfortunately tried a lot, had miscarriages, and so I'm an only child. I don't know why you removed that comment, mate. I think it's a fair question. Or has he asked it many times? Twice? 3 times? Yeah, you did ask it a few times in fairness, mate, but yes, Montenegro lead can confirm that here in the live scores as well. I'm very good, thank you, Nicholas. I hope you are as well. Look, if you are new to Craig Station, I have the wrong sub count up, so I should really fix that, shouldn't I? Let me fix that now here live. I have the Anfield Agenda sub count still up. Let me fix that. The joys of doing stuff live. There we go. If you are new to Craig Station, please do hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video. I have the correct one up now. Thoughts on Gaethje and Chandler war at UFC? Oh man, Atwal, it was, as you said, a war, and it was one of those occasions where I was watching the fight and I was just in awe of the two gents. They were, as you said, man, it was a war. And both of them, spitting blood and still calling each other on. That was the best. Sorry, that was the best, not just UFC card, because I'm not a massive UFC fan, I'm more of a boxing fan, but I tell you what, that UFC card was one of the best cards of combat sport I've ever seen put together. I mean, Rose Namajunas against Zhang Weili, absolutely amazing as well. Right the way through to Usman's fight, it was just an amazing card. Ethan said, Craig, thoughts on Dan James? I think he's, we were only talking about him earlier on, and I tried to make a comparison, and I think I would look at Dan James as the Welsh Raheem Sterling, as in loads of pace, trickery, ability, but I think lacking just a killer end product. Now, Raheem obviously has scored a shit ton of goals, but I still, if you've one critique of Sterling, it would be he could be a bit more clinical. I think Dan James probably the same. Jonathan said Alvarez versus Plant on the same night. Yeah, I mean, and before that, mate, there was the boxer tournament that was on in Liverpool as well. So we had the early boxing, and then there was BT boxing on the same night, and then we had the Alvarez, the Canelo Plant fight, and then we had the UFC card as well. That was one of those days of combat sports where you're just sitting on the sofa like a pig in poo going, yes please. Origi's playing, V. He's up top. He's starting in the game tonight for Belgium. Springy, you're not supposed to throw your cutlery around the floor, love. The dog tripped you up? That dog getting an extra burger. Well played, doggy. Dog out there doing bits. Even me dog's a shit house, folks. You heard it here. Am I going to watch Jake against Tommy Fury? Yes, I am. Because I think it's an intriguing contest. And look, as I said before, whatever your thoughts are on Jake Paul and his boxing ability, he is bringing new eyes to the sport. He's doing some good charity stuff around it as well. He's refurbishing some boxing clubs, giving out some boxing gloves to people, and yeah, why not? Doggy out there tripping up the wife, you love to see it. Doggy did a Ramos. Brilliant, Ethan. Doggy Ramos. Sergio Mutley. Will you do a watch along for it? Actually, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Maybe. Opinion on Steven Gerrard. I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move for Villa. I think it's a good move for Stevie G. I think it's a good move for his career. So yeah, I just think, obviously you can understand Rangers fans being disheartened by Steven Gerrard moving on. I get that. He did very well there with Rangers. An invincible season. Decent run in Europe. Throw in here on the right hand side, by the way, to Belgium as we were about to hit the 10-minute mark. Right, Gibraltar have gone 1-0 up against Latvia. That's the big story. That's the big news that we're all here for. Ooh, good strike from distance. Divock testing out his former teammate there. The man who used to love telling the taxi drivers all the team news, apparently, Danny Ward. Divock Origi with a left-footed strike from distance, and Danny Ward goes scrambling across to his left-hand side and pushes that one behind for a Belgium corner. Someone said my dog needs to walk, tired of football. No, he gets plenty of walks, don't worry about that. Craig, who do you think will win Argentina versus Brazil tonight? I don't know. It's tough to say till you see the lineups. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Of course, I'm gonna watch it. The corner came to nothing, by the way. It's goal kick here to Wales. Danny Ward to take it. If you are new to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favour, drop a like on the stream, and please do hit the subscribe button. I mean, we're closing in on 1 million subscribers. As you can see, we're only, 974,000 subscribers away. So just knocking on the door, fair to say. Thoughts on the Zambian Super League? I can't really say it's something I've ever seen before, mate. You know, 1-0 Belgium. Kevin De Bruyne, edge of the box. Danny Ward couldn't do anything about it. Is a clinical finish from De Bruyne, and it's 1-0 to Belgium. There we go. Danny Ward picking the ball out of the net early doors. Belgium take the lead. Again, for Wales, they're going to want to win this game to try and ensure a home playoff. They are in the playoffs no matter what because of the Nations League, but they're going to want to try and get a home one. But they're up against it now. Yeah, it's just a clinical finish. There was a couple of shots that were blocked, then it eventually fell to Kevin De Bruyne, and look, he just strokes it home. A Witsel shot was blocked, comes back to De Bruyne, uses his right foot, just side foots it, passes it, dare I say it, into the corner, past the despairing dive of Danny Ward, and it's Belgium 1-0 up. I actually didn't know Katie was fighting on the 11th. Well, thank you very much for that update. Certainly be tuning in whenever Ireland's Queen takes to the ring, and she is Ireland's Queen, make no bones about it. To me, probably, I would go as far as to say potentially our greatest ever athlete, Katie Taylor. That's how highly regard I hold her in anyway. Riki's been good. Had a good strike from distance a few minutes ago. Left-footed attempt that forced Danny Ward into making a good save. But yeah, he started off brightly. Cal said De Bruyne must have been watching Shea Adams. I think Shea Adams was a better finish, to be honest with you. There was more clinical. I mean, look, they were both great finishes, but Shea Adams was on the run as well. And yeah, it was an emphatic finish is what I would say. Conor McGregor, no. Katie Taylor's a far better athlete than Conor McGregor. You mean, look, McGregor's more well known, made more money, but if you look at what Katie's won, everything at amateur level, everything at professional level, and continues to help evolve women's boxing into the mainstream. And I just think what Katie Taylor's done is amazing. Ball into the box here from Wales, and it's hooked away by Belgium. Should be coming straight back at them. Flicked on. I mean, we know Wales won't just give up here. We know Wales will continue to fight and look for something from the game, even though it is a much changed Belgium team. It's still an impressive Belgium outfit nonetheless. Did I watch the England game yesterday? No, I didn't. I was doing a stream. Yeah, I couldn't be arsed watching that 10-0 drubbing, to be fair. Thoughts on Italy in the playoffs? I tell you what, V, they were fortunate not to lose that game against Northern Ireland last night. I had that on in the background when I was doing my evening stream, and yeah, I think Northern Ireland defended really well and created some opportunities there at the end. Eddie Hearn said it's a fight to prepare for the super fight against Serrano. Yeah, she needs... I think at this point I'd like to see Katie get those career-defining fights like Eddie Hearn's talking about there. I was actually at her last fight. She fought in the Josh Warrington card in Leeds, and we were at it, and it was great to see her pick up the W again. Who would win in a fight between Kayla and Serrano? Look, both amazing pugilists in their own right. But I'm never going against our girl. Katie Taylor, all the way. Ball in behind here. Dan James, left-hand side of the penalty area. And there, that's what I'm talking about. There's just a lack of end product from Dan James. Like, even, he stood the defender up and didn't, like, if Sadio Mane in that position that Dan James was got in there, left side of the penalty area, he's at least gone by his man. Whereas Dan James there just looked like a rabbit in the headlights, didn't really know what to do. Are you that bloke from That's Football? No, not me, mate. Must have me confused with somebody else. What is that That's Football thing that you speak about, Robot Lad? No, never heard of it. Is it a big thing? Clearly about football. No, not me, mate. It's my first ever football stream, this. Robbo or Costas against Arsenal? Well, Robbo I think won't be fit and available for the game, but either way I would have gone with Costas Simicas. I think he deserves the opportunity. I don't think we are down to three midfielders. We've got some lads coming back. To be fair, Hendo was training today, although he was training away from the rest of the team. James Milner is back now training as well. Curtis Jones' eye injury is going to keep him out for a little bit longer. Are you the one from Anfield Agenda or the one who fought Wilder? Oh, I'm the one who fought Wilder. That's me. Tyson Houlden. You should do a watch along of the Copa Libertadores final, Flamenco versus Palmeiras, which is the South American version. Oh, I know exactly what the Copa Libertadores is, mate. Flamenco versus Palmeiras. Interesting game. Sorry, I'm reading through comments here. Why aren't you doing the big game in Rotterdam? Because I made somebody a promise, Jens, that I'd do this game. Somebody asked me the other day would I do the Wales-Belgium game, and I said yes. Obviously keeping an eye on what's going on there in the Netherlands. Still Holland nil, or excuse me, the Netherlands nil, Norway nil. Johnny said, as a United fan, I can't understand why most Liverpool fans seem to think more of Trent than Robertson. We love Andy Robertson, Johnny. He's just, he, by his own high standards, hasn't quite been at the level that he has been. And, you know, that could be down to tiredness, mate. It could be down to a lot of things. But, you know, obviously went off with a knock for Scotland. But I just think Costa Simicas at this moment in time is... you know, we played 6 games with Costa Simicas, 6 clean sheets. So, you know, with Robbo having an injury, it's probably a good opportunity. Martial or Gabriel Jesus? Ooh. I would... Like, how do I answer this question? If you give them both to Jurgen Klopp, then I think Anthony Martial becomes the better player. Right now, Gabriel Jesus. The dog must be called Pepe. Well played, sir. Well played, Lazio. Is Nico playing? Yeah, he is. He's on the right-hand side. And Divock Origi's up top for Belgium, who are 1-0 up after a very good Kevin De Bruyne goal. Yeah, see, Cal, you don't get to come in and slag Klopp in our chat, mate, and still remain in the chat. So, you know, warning numero uno. Thank you, Sean. Much appreciated, my man. I'm good, Luke. I'm good. I'm keeping an eye on all the scores here. Just an update from what's going on. The big game that you're all wondering about, no doubt, is, of course, Gibraltar against Latvia. Can confirm that Gibraltar are 1-0 up. Montenegro 1-0 up against Turkey as well, and it was Kevin De Bruyne that scored in this game. Thoughts on Ireland versus Luxembourg? I think, look, it's Luxembourg at the end of the day, but I think the progression is absolutely there. I think the players are clearly behind Stephen Kenny, and I like the brand of football that Stephen Kenny is trying to get the Irish team to play. So for me, it's a no-brainer to give Stephen Kenny a new contract and send them into the Euro qualifications. Can Wales qualify? Not automatically, Hannah, but if they were to win tonight, they would get a home semi-final in the playoffs. They're guaranteed a place in the playoffs because of the Nations League, but if they were to get a positive result tonight, they would get a home semi-final. So that's why they're or home playoff play. So that's why the game's important to Welsh fans. My prediction was 2-2. That was my prediction, Grass. If I'm being entirely honest, Belgium look absolutely a cut above Wales here. But we'll wait and see. What have we got? Telesh said Palmeiras are the favourites to win it with current champions. Yeah, but they've got Gabigol and Flamenco. So once you got Gabigol, got a chance to win. Now, look, I probably will watch it. I think it's usually on Premier Sport. But thank you for the update, mate. I appreciate that. Turkey 1, Montenegro 1. We've got an equaliser in that game. Obviously an important game for Turkey. You know, that group is finally balanced there with Netherlands, Norway and Turkey. So, yeah, important goal there. Big man, I've said it a few times, mate. De Bruyne scored the goal in this game. Luke, we're going to absolutely destroy Arsenal, mate. I just have it. It's Arsenal, do you know what I mean? Liverpool beat Arsenal. That's what we do at Anfield. So I'm excited about it like you, my man, but I'm not nervous. And look, that could be arrogance from me. Probably is arrogance, to be honest with you, but I just don't see any way Arsenal leave Anfield with a result. Play Fortnite. Oh God, no. Yeah, my daughter plays Fortnite. My son plays Fortnite, but not me. Liverpool will bottle it. Yes, mate. Hilarious stuff altogether. We've lost one game in 26, and the lads in here say Liverpool will bottle it. It's Arsenal. Everybody beats Arsenal. So what I mean now, if I was a United fan looking at the league table and having to look up, imagine having to look up to see Arsenal in the league table. The embarrassment of it all. I mean, oh, shame. Shame. I need the bell here. Shame. Yeah, we look down, mate. We look down. Mr. Costa, how are you, sir? Welcome back in. Obviously, you must be gutted, mate, after what happened the other night with the Portugal results into the playoffs there with that. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that coming. I won't lie to you. I thought you guys would have taken care of business against Serbia. De Bruyne with another strike from distance. This one goes high and wide, though. We win and West Ham and City lose and we'll be back up to second. Look, we can only take care of our own business, I suppose, which is Arsenal. I think, you know, you got to give credit to Mikel Arteta for what he's done with Arsenal. I think 20 points from the last 24. But the fixtures weren't that difficult. And we're going to piss all over them. That's my opinion. Honestly, it is. Corin said, Goldbridge is currently live saying Zidane progress bollocks. It's mad, isn't it? They still have a fucking manager, which is the hilarious part. So every day, you know, the media's talking about Rodgers, or the media's talking about Zidane, the media was talking about blah, 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 whoever it might be. But at the end of the day, they currently still have a manager who's still in a job, who has been publicly backed by the board. So, you know, I'm fully on board to keeping Ollie in camp. I think he's doing a magnificent job. To see Trent's beautiful right foot yesterday. Arsenal are toast. Yeah, hat-trick of assists. Oh, chance here on the counter for Wales. They've taken a bit of the sting out of their own attack, though. Oh, good. Right-hand side here. Ball into the back post. Dan James was waiting for it to come to him. I think it was Mounier who got back and held it behind, but it will be a corner to Wales, so an opportunity to get a set-piece delivery in. I'm looking forward to the next week anyway, because great to actually have football that I care about back. The Arsenal game on Saturday, then of course the game against Porto on Wednesday. I'm very intrigued to see what team Kloppo puts out for that. Dan James here with the delivery. Cleared away at the near post by Belgium, and it's recycled right the way back to Nico Williams. Nico spreads the ball out, right hand side. Just a little bit too high, goes out to be a Belgium throw-in. Who have we got? Quaid. I hope I pronounced that one correctly. Quaid said, "Hi Craig, I'm from Sadio Mane's hometown here in Senegal called is it Bambali? Next time he's in town, I'll tell him about your channel." Thank you, mate. That's really kind of you. And look, lovely to have you in. I hope you're keeping well. And obviously, no doubt, very proud of your countryman, and rightly so. What a footballer he is. And what a great human being as well, Sadio Mane is. But thank you, mate. Lovely to see you in. Did I hear Van Hal fell off his bike when the reporter asked him, "Are you in pain?" And Van Hal said, "Yes, that's why I'm in a wheelchair." Brilliant. Do I rate Loftus-Cheek? I certainly think there's a talent there, yes. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, you know, dare I say it, kind of shades of Yaya Toure about Ruben Loftus-Cheek with the way he's so good in full flow with the football. I do like Loftus-Cheek. I have to say I do. He's a big physical guy, a very talented footballer. And yeah, I do rate Loftus-Cheek, yeah. You're trying to remember the United score, Fitzy? Oh God, just off the top of my head, mate. It was so if you take the England score and you divide that by 2, you end up with that many. It's 5 now. Jens said, "United totally behind Ollie, not run by flip-flop fans." Brilliant. Keep him there for good, Jens. Do you know what I mean? Keep that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer philosophy of having no philosophy and then just emptying the bench of all your attacking players. Brilliant. Keep it there. I'm all for it, Jens. Fully behind your stance, mate. Fully behind you. Dean Smith at Norwich, thoughts? I wouldn't take the Norwich gig. I have to say, look, at Dean Smith did very well with Aston Villa, but the Norwich job, I just think it feels like a hiding to nothing. You'll come up to the Premier League, you won't get that much money, you'll go back to the Championship, you'll come up to the Premier League. I don't see Dean Smith being able to turn them into a regular Premier League club. Would I rush Mane back? He's already in training. Zane was training today. Would I rush him back? Well, no, I wouldn't go against medical advice. But if he was, medically declared fit and available, yes, I would play him. We need him. Would I swap Thiago for De Jong? Yes, I would. When people ask me questions like that, the age factor always comes into my thinking. Have you seen Minamino got subbed in the 63rd minute? He clearly isn't rated, I don't think, from what I've heard. I didn't pay any attention. If you're talking about him away in international duty, honestly, haven't paid any attention. If Holland lose to Norway, are Holland in the playoffs or are they out? Just looking at the group. Oh, Latvia have equalised, by the way. Let me just get the group up here for 1 second. So as it currently stands, Holland are top of the group with 21 points. Turkey are in second place with 19 points, and Norway. So if Turkey were to take the lead and Norway were to beat Holland, Netherlands could miss out on everything. Unless there's a Nations League place that I'm just not thinking of. But as things currently stand, they could be in trouble. As it stands now, top of the group still. But, we have to wait and see how the scores go along. Wales, another chance here with Dan James, left-hand side. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the live scores back up. 1-1. Wales have equalised. Get in. Go on, lads. Go on. Man like Kiefer Moore. Yes, you love to see it. Kiefer Moore makes it 1-1. Wales are back level. Well played. Well played. I didn't even see the goal yet because I was looking down at the scores. Beautiful ball into the left channel. Dan James picks it up, plays in his first cross, doesn't work out, comes back to Dan James. Second cross, it's blocked. Again back to Dan James. He plays it in. And look, Belgium make an absolute hames of clearing it. It falls to Kiefer Moore. First time, bang, left foot. You love to see it. Well, I say first time, he does chest it down a little bit. But then just swings the left boot with it. And it is past the Belgian keeper. And it is 1-1. Go on, Wales. There we go. Go on, Wales. 1-1. There you go. Kiefer Moore, huh? Big Kiefer Moore. Fair play. 1-1. Wales now on 15 points. As things currently sit. Mark says Houlden would go fully out. There you go. Big pressure on. 32 minutes gone in the Netherlands. Still 0-0 in that game. And in the... Where's the other game? In the Bosnia, Ukraine, Finland, France group, it's still Bosnia 0, Ukraine 0, Finland 0, France 0. Caleb, how are you, mate? Nice to see you win. I hope you're well. Thank you for coming across Manfield Agenda. And look, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favour. If you are new in, please hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video. He comes home every summer, said our friend from Senegal. The house that he owns is about 2 minutes away from your house. So next time he's home, I'll tell him to check out your channel. Most importantly, mate, just let him know that he's a goddamn legend and that we love him and that he's doing amazing work. And, you know, very proud to have him at the football club. But thank you. Really appreciate that, Koede. Thank you very much. Corner, Belgium, right-hand side here. 10 minutes to go. De Bruyne comes across to take it. Obviously Wales have to defend this one. The referee's coming in to stop the argy-bargy. Oh, the choo-choo train's in operation here. Four of them. Choo-choo! Here's the 4 of them. And now they scarper. Ball in. Headed. Oh, just wide. I nearly had some joy there with the locomotive setup. I don't know who Ireland's playing next, mate. Honestly, I haven't looked at the fixtures. If you had to have one slice of anything to have in a sandwich forever, what would it be? Lamb. Yeah, a nice slice of lamb. Other than that, probably roast beef. Who would I want to win the World Cup next year? An outsider. I always want an outsider to win. So let's go Scotland. Let's go Scotland to win the World Cup to get through the qualifier. Right, what examples? Ham for Big Man is the answer. Ham for Divock as well. Turkey for RSH. Chicken for Caelan. Cheese for Frank. Chicken for Cuffin Boy. Or Cuffin Baby, sorry. Yeah, for me, lamb. I love lamb. Lamb's just my favourite meat. I want England to win the World Cup, said Callan. I never want to have to listen to Goldbridge or the rest of the English fans. Look, I still have to listen to fucking 1966 shit, you know what I mean? 1966 and we're still hearing about it. So imagine England won another World Cup. Look, I love all my English brothers and sisters and friends, but I don't want them to win a World Cup. We'd never hear the end of it. It would be... I can't even compare it to that, and it would just be... Just no. Love you all dearly, but God, no. Do you know what I mean? No. I remember during the Euros with Goldbridge on That's Football, and he was unbearable at times. And I like the world I live in now, where I get to message him and say 5-0 all the time. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, no, I don't want the world where I never want the world where Goldbridge is happy in any footballing context. Do you know? I want him to be happy in his life, of course, but the unhappier he is in a football context, usually the happier I am. So yeah, if England are doing shit, makes me happy. If United are doing shit, makes me happy. Wait, so do you support Ireland? Yes, I'm Irish, mate. Of course I support Ireland in international football. I don't really like international football, but I'm Irish. So yes, of course. I live in Ireland, born and raised in Ireland. Kiefer Moore, Avaran, Kiefer Moore scored the Welsh goal. Corin said, Craig, I do love a catch up with you. Thank you, Corin. I enjoy the quieter streams, I do. You know, I love Craig Station because it's really quiet and I get to know people. And I love getting to know people because I hope in 2, 3, 4 years' time when Craig Station, please God, is bigger, we'll remember these days. I still remember the Anfield Agenda days where we had 10 people in the live chat and they were great fun. And they were 3 and 4 hour long streams. Thank you, Olivia. I hope you're well. Thank you for the kind words. Nice to see you back as well. Nico is playing, Avaran, yes. And he's doing okay. You know, Belgium are a damn good team, so it's always going to be a difficult evening. Ben Davies just pulled up for a foul there on the left-hand side of the Welsh penalty area. Craig, when's the next interview? I don't know, to be honest with you, Quinch. It's a fair question. Whenever we do interviews and I get really excited about them, they tend to fall on their arse. So I want to wait till we build the channel up a bit more before to try and get the interviews, because I think it's very disheartening. Like when you travel, you record, you do all the stuff, and the interview... Oh, that was nearly a bit of filth from Torgan Hazard. Free kick routine. It was floated to the edge of the penalty area. Torgan Hazard caught it in the shopping trolley inside of the right foot, and it just rebounds off the post and goes wide. But I tell you what, that was filthy. If that had gone in, we'd be looking at that goal over and over. Jason said, that was a great stream last night in Anfield Agenda. Thank you, Jason. I think we're knocking it out of the park at the minute, to be honest, mate. And I say that because I think the contributors that we have are brilliant. I mean, I think Chris has been a breath of fresh air in the professionalism and the way he does stuff. James Redmond is as mad as a box of frogs, and I love him for that because I love me a lunatic because I'm one myself. You know, Jack Gill being back involved is great. Having Paddy Murphy on board has been great. Kyle from Nothing But Red, Steve Bland. I just love it. I absolutely just love. Craig, could you interview the two Johnnies? No. And let me tell you for why. Because them two fucking lads are having this career I should be having. Do you know what I mean? The two Johnnies are after getting every possible opportunity in Irish media, and I've never even had a bleeding text message from any radio stations or any Irish media to give me a helping hand or a bit of publicity or anything for the fact that, we've done what we've done in Ireland and built it to what we have. And I've never had so much as a fucking radio station mention us. So the two Johnnies doing brilliant, fair play to the lads, delighted for them. But where's my love? Do you know what I mean? Where's the bit of Craig love in the Irish media? Torgan Hazard ball inside now to De Bruyne. Oh, cleared away. Second ball breaks. We've got about 3 minutes to go to half time, so get some nice half time topics. Who are the two Johnnies? They're Irish, I would say podcasters, mainly talk about GAA and stuff, but they've branched out and they do some other fun bits and pieces. And two very nice lads. I don't know the gentlemen, but they seem like very nice lads. And they've got some good backing by the Irish media. They've hosted some live events. They're doing some shows in big arenas, and I think they have a TV show now as well. Whereas I'm still sitting here, millions of views, and two fingers up from every media outlet in Ireland. So, hey, would you interview Rory's stories? It's done. It's up on the channel already, Adam. I've already had the pleasure of chatting with Rory, and a lovely man, an absolute gent. And that's up on the channel if you have a look back. There's an interview with Rory Stories. It's a deep one, to be honest with you, mate. We don't. It's not a light-hearted chat, as you can expect. We speak a lot about mental health. Rory speaks about, obviously, his own dealings with mental health, and I speak about mine. But it's one of the interviews I'm most proud of, if I'm being honest. It was. I thought it was a very honest chat. Craig, what was the most boring match you ever watched Ireland play? Egypt. That Egypt game in the 1990 World Cup. Bit of a head clash here. Referees waving the medical team on. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. One of the Wales players. I think it's Ben Davies. Is it Ben Davies? Yes, Ben Davies down with a knock to the head. Now he's fully conscious and aware and alert. But, you got to be safety first. Fair play to Rory for speaking out. He's a legend. He absolutely is. Yeah, a very, very lovely man. And it's interesting. My daughter is in secondary school, and they had Rory speak to her school, and I remember she said it to me. I think it was last year it happened, and I never twigged it. And then, I got chatting with Rory on Twitter, and we did a video together, and just a real gent, a real lovely fella. Which other football related channel do you watch? None, to be honest, really. I'm not somebody that watches a lot of YouTube. And often at times I don't watch much content because I don't want to be influenced by it. Like some things like thumbnails and bits and pieces, yes, of course. Like you look at the United stand, you look at the work Draughty does, and you do look at bits and see what the industry standards are, of course. So yeah, outside I've seen some clips of Goldbridge. I don't really watch much football content because I don't really have much time. If I'm not making stuff on Anfield Agenda, I'm reading articles, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm looking at statistics and just trying to educate myself as much as I can about what's going on in the Liverpool world. But what I will say is there are some damn fine content makers out there. You only have to look at what Mark's done in the United stand. I'm not a fan of the channel, but AFTV have done really well. Got to give credit to what they've built up. Not my cup of tea, but credit to them. True Geordie, absolutely. The production value of what Brian does on that channel is phenomenal. The kick-off, what they do there, the production value, unbelievable. So there's loads of great YouTubers. Obviously, you've got Togden and Togdad as well. There's just tons of them. Tons of cracking YouTubers. Right, it's half time, ladies and gentlemen. So let's have a chat. Whatever you want to talk about. What it is half time, whack it in and we'll talk about it. Are you friends with Mark Goldbridge? Yes, we are. We're actually, I can't tell you what we're talking about doing, but we are planning on doing something probably towards the end of the season. I can't even give you a hint what it is. To be honest, it's not content related. Craig, you're the best football streamer. I don't think I am. To be honest, I think I'm up there. I'll give myself some credit. I think I'm all right at what I do, but yeah, look, I don't want to be the best of anything. I want the channel to be the best. So I want people to tune in to Anfield Agenda because they know they're going to see James, they're going to see Paddy, they're going to see me, they're going to see all the team. And that's what I want. I want people to come and enjoy the channel. I want the channel to be the star. Is it weird to watch murder documentaries? Not at all. My wife is absolutely fascinated about true crime stuff and things like that. I think it's natural that we have a dark side to us that we explore at times. So I think it's no coincidence that murder documentaries, true crime stories, all these type of things, they're intriguing. You get to look at the depth of the human mind and you get to see from the police side. No, I think it's perfectly natural. I think it's brilliant. Craig, you should Houlden. I don't know what that means. If you mean get Houlden on, tried to do it. Went on his channel, did the preview, was told he'd come on our channel, and have never been able to tie him down, so gave up trying, to be honest with you. Yes, football editor, you're spot on. It was a horrible watch, mate, that game against Egypt back in that group. Most underrated footballer. Oh God, I think that could be, you could have a whole video arguing back and forth about most underrated footballer. You mean present tense, past tense? Favourite sport other than football or boxing? Probably mixed martial arts now. Probably. But no, I'm lying to you. Probably NFL. In the last 2 years, I've really started getting into NFL. And I won't lie, it started from betting. Because my research into the betting market, I found that there was good, not just good odds. That's not... I think with statistical analysis, NFL betting is easier than a lot of other sports. So, being somebody who, likes a bet, I looked at it from that perspective, and then I started watching the games, not just looking at the stats, and I really grew to love it. So yeah, probably NFL, but I also like darts. Do I like cricket? No. Craig versus Goldbridge UFC fight night. It'd be way different. Like, I'm probably about fucking 10 weight divisions above Goldbridge, to be fair. Yeah, Goldbridge is in good shape, you know what I mean? I ain't. Jamie said, Craig, can you say Kassan is clear of Messi and Ronaldo? Don't know who Kassan is, but he's clearly ahead of Messi and Ronaldo, Jamie. Like, I'm not joking. From what I've been hearing about Kassan, Messi, Ronaldo. Kassan, Messi, Ronaldo. What have we got? I have trouble understanding NFL. Do you know, I think I used to feel bad about that myself, but you hear, even watching the commentators, there's so many feckin' rules in NFL that even at times they don't know what's going on and they have to go to an expert. There are that many bleeding rules in it. But I just love it. Like last night I was sitting there and I was watching the Rams game against the 49ers, and the night before that I was watching the Kansas City Chiefs. Fair play to Goldbridge for raising 32k in a charity stream. I didn't even know he was doing one. I won't lie to you. He never mentioned it to me once. If he'd have mentioned it to me, I'd have dropped on and made a donation. But yeah, fair play to him. Absolutely. That's amazing. Is Bazunu Ireland's best player? I would say he's the most in form. Yes. Gavin Bazunu has been amazing. Do I watch EastEnders? The answer to that is no, but before COVID, religiously, I watched EastEnders. When COVID first came in, I didn't like the way they were positioning people. It looked unnatural to me because of COVID restrictions and the way they had to, before they got a bit clever with the camera work. I couldn't watch it. It just all seemed too far-fetched to me because of the placement of people. It wasn't natural body positioning, so I had to stop watching it. Do I watch rugby? Yes, I watched the game against the All Blacks the other day. I usually watch all the autumn internationals. We'll obviously watch the World Cups and the Six Nations and stuff like that. You'd enjoy ice hockey. I've tried to watch it, Riz. Never really gotten into it. Can you do a watch along of Canada against Mexico? Oh God, no, mate. No, I will be. I'll be watching the Argentina Brazil game later. Have I ever visited India? No, not yet. Not yet. One of my psychologists, she'd visited India last year. No, sorry, no, the year before COVID, and said she had an amazing journey. Do I like basketball? I did growing up, in the era of Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. In that era of basketball, yes, I watched it, but not anymore. Not because I think it's inferior. I just stopped watching. Same way I kind of stopped watching wrestling. What do I think of Xavi? From a managerial perspective, difficult to know. I think it's the right time and the right move for Barcelona, and I think that Xavi will try and make sure that the Barcelona DNA remains through the team as they rebuild. But it's a difficult job, no doubt about that at the minute. Do I watch women's football? Honestly, no, I don't. It's it's getting better, but when I see things like the other day as an example, just hypothetical. Well, it's not hypothetical. It's an actual example. But so hashtag United's women's team. I think they're the fourth division of English women's football, and they won 17-0 or something the other day. And I just think the disparity in women's football is too much between those that have and those that haven't, which sounds massively hypocritical, I know, from a Premier League perspective and from a Liverpool perspective and from a male football world, but I really enjoyed the Women's World Cup, have to be honest with you, really enjoyed it. Martha is an unbelievable footballer as well, but I don't know what it is. I can't take to it. Like, I can watch women's boxing, love it. Women's MMA, love it. Women's darts, love it. Women's anything. I just can't. If, to me, it feels like a different sport. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I think physically, and I mean from body shape and stuff, men's football, the athleticism around it leans more to a male physique. If this makes any fucking sense. Whereas with women's football, I just can't get into it. I won't lie to you. I can't get into it. I respect anybody who dedicates themselves to any sport, but I just, women's football, I can't watch it. I can't. I love women's tennis. I'll watch women's UFC. I'll watch women's boxing. I just can't get into women's football. I just can't do it. I've tried. I did enjoy the World Cup, but it's just not my cup of tea. I hope that makes sense, because I don't want it to be, oh, I don't like women's football, because it's got nothing to do with the male or female aspect of it. I genuinely look at it like it's two different sports. I don't look at it like it's the same sport. That's my own problem. That's not nothing to do with anybody else. I think I'm happy that the investment has been made. I'm happy that the exposure is growing in women's football, because that's needed to get the sport to the next level, to make sure that these women and younger women coming through will have that pathway and will have that career longevity, because I think that's needed, because for so long women's football has been underfunded It's been an embarrassment to those people that are giving up their time and are playing in it. So, you see obviously other leagues around Europe for women as an example, and you see what Lyon do in the Champions League every season, and what PSG, you see that investment there. And you see also with Chelsea's women, absolutely amazing investment and an amazing job being done there, but still playing catch up. And I hope that they get the investment required, and I hope that it gets treated as it should do, because as much as it's not my cup of tea, I do love the sport's growth. I love seeing kids. I want young ladies growing up to be able to look to the generation of female footballers for inspiration and to know who they are. And the only way that's really going to happen is by making sure that they have a platform to show what they can do. And so I hope it goes well. DAZN doing a good job as well, which is a good show from Riz in the chat. If I were you, I would have stopped talking 2 minutes ago. No, see, that's the thing, Andrew. Fear of discussing these subjects is... Nobody ever wins in that. I think if you want to have an open discussion about any tricky subject, you've got to be honest about it. You've got to speak from the heart, and you've got to talk about what you find interesting, what you don't find interesting, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. So I'm not worried about being critical of women's football, because the reasons for it, I feel, for me, are valid. But I want the sport to evolve and grow. So I'm not worried about what I'm saying. I don't think I've said anything that I should be worried about what I'm saying. Nor do I give a shit what anybody thinks about my opinions, because they're just that, they're my opinions. And besides, I think I have a track record improving my support of sport in general, male or female. So yeah, I don't have anything to worry about, mate. But I'm being honest, it's not my cup of tea. Because the easy answer would have been for me to go, oh yeah, it's great, love it. But I've always said I speak honestly. Have I ever played any GTA games? Oh God. I think maybe San Antonio would have been the last GTA game I played. Sadly, feminists on Twitter will cancel Craig. Twitter isn't real. And I'm not on Twitter anymore, so they can do what the fuck they like, to be honest with you. People on Twitter, they're not the real world. It's a mad fucking platform altogether, and I've removed myself from it about 3 months ago. And look, I'm happy to have a conversation with anybody, because I just said I don't like women's football. I'll give you 50 examples of women's sport I do like. I just don't like women's football. I don't like men's cricket. So I mean, you're allowed to not like something without, this culture of looking to cancel people because they would say, let's say I don't like Raheem Sterling as an example, and somebody says San Andreas. Yeah, that's the one. San Andreas. See, that's fucking how long it's been since I played it. You know what I mean? San Andreas is the one. Yeah, sorry. It's been a while. Put it that way. But yeah, so look, let's say someone was criticising Raheem Sterling because he had a shit game, and just said, like, Raheem Sterling played shit today. I hate that you can't say something like that without certain people trying to play the race card. It's got nothing to do with the race card. If he's being critiqued because of his race, fucking have at it. Scumbags, they deserve to be taken down. But I don't like a culture of people being worried about what they have to say, because everything I say comes from a loving place. And I don't think that this culture of wanting to cancel people is bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. Let's be honest about it. I use Raheem Sterling as an example. I could have used anybody. I could have said, you could have been talking about Terence Crawford in boxing, and somebody would say, I don't rate Terence Crawford. Somebody will try and say it's because of race. Now, obviously, I do rate Terence Crawford. He's absolutely fucking amazing. But there's always undertones and people looking to take offence on stuff that a lot of the time no offence is intended. And it's happened to everybody. It's happened to me. It's happened to Goldbridge. I'm sure it's happened to every person that's in some form of the public eye. And I just think that You know what really winds me up, actually? Can I be really honest about this? What really winds me up is historical shit getting brought up. Stuff that was, I don't want to say okay at the time, but let's use an example. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was supposed to host the Oscars, and then he had those historical tweets and stuff that came up, or clips from his shows. I don't think you can criticise somebody for something that was more okay at the time. Still maybe not okay, but certainly more commonplace at the time. And then 10, 15 years later, want to cancel them because the world has rightly moved on in the way that we look at things and the way that we discuss things. I don't like that. I don't like people having stuff from their past dragged up. Footballers who, when they were 17, tweeted something that was stupid. We've all, look, if Twitter was around when I was a teenager, my God, I would be fucked because I was a moron. Anyway, second half's underway. We're still awaiting the breakthrough in the Netherlands game. Still Netherlands 0, Norway 0. Dude said, love this conversation. I'm 47 and Craig, you're completely right. You're not allowed to say anything without offending anyone. And you know what? I'll add to what you've said there. Often people are getting offended on behalf of other people, and that shit winds me up as well. Like if I, let's say, Dude Duder, you as an example, if I said to you, Dude Duder, you're an arsehole, and let's say Kyle in the chat says, you can't say that about Dude Duder, that pisses me off because we don't know if the original person's offended. People getting offended on behalf of other people winds me up something fierce as well. If somebody has something that they're offended by that somebody said about them, sound, it's absolutely in your right. But to be offended on behalf of somebody else, and white knights as well, they can go fuck themselves. I mean, I'm being really honest here. Why not? Let's open Pandora's box. White knights, particularly on Twitter, go fuck yourself. Just because you defend a good-looking bird on Twitter doesn't make you right, and it doesn't mean that they're going to sleep with you. It does my fucking head in. The amount of hypocritical little shits that run to defend stupid shit on Twitter because they want to sleep with a bird does my fucking nut in. And my missus as well. I'll show her and she'll call it for what it is. Women will rightly call this shit out for what it is. But we're scared to do it. We're so fucking scared to do it because, heaven forbid, I denied. I'll give you an example. Oh, I'm really letting Pandora's box out here, but I'll give you an example. I was running a competition on Twitter with another company, and the company said, you know, we have a couple of free jerseys we'd like you to give away. So, gave away the free jersey, got contacted by somebody who claimed to be an Instagram model. I won't use her name because, you know, she deserves her privacy. And said, I said, no, look, you're not getting the jersey, love. Do you know what I mean? And she said, oh, that's ridiculous marketing from you. Gonna lose loads of business, yada, yada, yada. And I said, look, the competition is run in a certain way because it has to be run in a certain way. And I got called a bully. I got called a bully on Twitter because I wouldn't give this chancing lady a free shirt. And I looked and I researched and I went back over her tweets, her Instagram, her other accounts, and she's at this shit all the time. But because I said no, therefore I was a bully, and I swear to God I got about a week's worth of dog's abuse from people who wanted to defend her, and they wanted to defend her because she was good looking. And that was the only fucking reason, because morally I was 100% in the right. And because I had the cheek to say no, I got absolutely fucking crucified for it, and it was a disgrace. And my wife just pissed herself laughing at it because she knew exactly what was going on. And women will call this shit out, but men are afraid to. Right, what have we got? Incels can also get in the bin. Yeah, incels. So if somebody doesn't know what an incel is, just to give context, involuntary celibate people is what an incel is. And often at times can have a big chip on their shoulder. Who's been the best player in the match so far? I'd say De Bruyne. Mate. Do you agree with the fact of rival players E.g. Rashford and Henderson being really close friends? Of course I do. So I think that these guys, be it Jordan Henderson, Marcus Rashford, whomever it might be, of course they're going to be mates. You know, they play together with England. They, you know, have crossed paths many times at events and at training, and, you know, that won't stop them wanting to win a game. That won't stop them wanting to come on and win a game of football. So, yeah, I don't think there's any issues with it. I don't think they'd ever show favour to their mates because they're professionals. Have you ever thought of a FIFA career mode? Yes. And I'm on the waiting list to see if we can get a PS5. If we get the PS5, then that's all I'm waiting for, is to be able to get a PS5. And once we get to go ahead for the PS5, if we get one, because the waiting list's ridiculous, then I'll start a FIFA career mode. Do I use OneFootball? I do. Amongst many other apps, but yes, I do use OneFootball. Craig, Twitter has a new update when you can close your DMs and choose who comments. I'm never going back near Twitter ever again. It's a shit show. Look, I've met lovely people on Twitter, some really nice people that I will, you know, class as friends for the rest of my life, but I've also been threatened, harassed, reported, criticised, demeaned, mocked. Twitter can go fuck itself. It is a shit show of an app. Someone said, I'd love to see you play Goldbridge on FIFA. All that would happen is you'd see me getting angry because Goldbridge would be handing me my ass and I'd be smashing up shit. That's all that would happen there. 51.5 minutes on the clock, still 1-1. Sabrina? Why do men defend women on Twitter?
So they can get their hole?
Say that louder.
So they can get their hole.
Right, and would there be women on Twitter who, let's say, chance their arm, wanting free shit, and then when they don't get it, cry wolf? See, that's what's great about having a wife. She can call this shit out, and I don't need to get in trouble for it.
If your profile picture you can't see past your tits, then you know what you're looking for.
There you go. Just to reiterate, she said, if your profile picture you can't see past your tits, then you know what you're looking for. Not my words. Don't be putting them in my mouth. How did you become a streamer? Connor, yeah. Connor's the one that's inflicted me upon the world in that sense. I used to have a podcast and I loved it, but I thought it was too old to go onto YouTube. And then Connor said it when I think it was like 36 at the time. And he said, have a crack at YouTube. And I said, no mate, don't be silly. I'll be laughed at. I'm too old. I'm a boomer. And he said, have a go with it. And in fairness to him, it's changed my life. And I don't mean financially, because it definitely hasn't done that. But it's changed my life, my outlook on life and on people. And I have Asperger's, which is on the spectrum. I would be fairly high functioning, but I still don't like meeting new people. And I'm very regimented, don't like certain things, blah, blah, blah. And this has been amazing. How did you meet Connor? I needed a thumbnail done. Not a thumbnail, actually, sorry. I needed podcast artwork done. And I didn't have anybody at the time who was able to do it. So I was on Twitter and I said, I need this, this and this done. Anybody out there able to do it for me? And Connor was the second person who replied to me. And I said to Connor, look, I have to be fair here. Somebody else came in and inquired about doing it first. If they don't, get it done, I promise you'll be in touch. The first person flaked and I asked Connor. He did it immediately. And then it's been lovely to see because he's developed so much as a designer and in what he does. It's been class. I wouldn't have deleted that. I wouldn't have deleted that comment from Dude Duder because I know when he says you're a pup, he meant you're young. That's all he meant. He wasn't trying to call somebody a dog or demean them. This is what I see about context in chat as well a lot of the time. Because I've now interacted with Duder a little bit, I get a sense of humour a bit now. So, yeah, I wouldn't have removed that comment anyway, just heads up. So, yeah, when we started Anfield Agenda then, my thought process from day one was that we run it together. We do it together. You know, it's a 50-50 thing. Alti said, I have Asperger's too and I can relate. I only got diagnosed at the same time my son was diagnosed at the age of 5 with autism, and you know, he's a lot more sensory issues and stuff than I would, but I was only diagnosed at 35, which meant I went through all of my life feeling different, shall we say. Oh, dude, you don't have to apologise, mate. I knew what you meant. But I think one of the moderators was just trying to be protectful of me. But yeah, again, no issues, dude. I knew exactly what you meant. How much money is FSG getting to boost Liverpool? Oh, I don't know, Zane, how to answer that question, mate. I mean, they did sell 11%, I think, of their overall holdings to free up some capital. I don't know what they're going to do with that capital. Nico did take a knock, as people are saying in the chat, but he's okay. He's back on the pitch. I'm looking at him there now. So, yeah, he did take a knock, but he is back up. He had been checked and he's all right. Anybody else in your family of Asperger's? I don't know, Quinch. You know, if I was to be a betting man, I would have bet that my mum. You know, my mum sadly passed away through suicide, and looking back at it, I can see a lot of similar attributes in my mum that with me. So yeah, I don't know, but I would say probably. Would love to see you do a collab with Grizz Khan. I gave Grizz Khan his first chance making content, and he stabbed me in the back. So we've buried the hatchet on that, by the way. I've no issues with Grizz. I wish him all the best, and you know, no problems there whatsoever. But no, never make content with somebody that stabs me in the back, mate. So, you know, nothing but love for Grizz. Delighted to see him doing well, but yeah, not with me again. That won't be happening. Corin said, sorry for your loss. Look, without going into the negatives, my dad killed himself through drink. My mum killed herself via an overdose of painkillers. And I'm an only child, so yeah, shit was tough. And still is tough. But you gotta move on, don't you? Yeah, it's just horrible. It was a horrible time of my life. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it was tough, but yeah, thankfully I've just about gotten through it, just about. But if that's because of that amazing woman outside there, or I don't know where she is at the minute, but it's because of my wife. My wife's a goddamn legend. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. So yeah, I'm lucky in that sense, haven't I? That's why I keep saying to everyone, I want to change my family's life. I want to own a house. And people fucking use that against me on Twitter, which is fucking disgusting. When I said I wanted to own a house, I mean, I didn't think I'd ever be in a position where I would be able to work to buy a house. And I just said my dream is to own a home. I don't mean I want anyone to give me a home. My dream was to be able to be in a position to just own a home. And that was I was mocked, and that was used against me on Twitter, and still is used against me by people that are just sick bastards, to be honest with you. Is your wife Nottingham Forest fan? Yes. Is she from Nottingham? No. So the story behind my wife being a Forest fan was that she used to go. She was in the Scouts, and her mum and dad were Scout leaders, and they used to go to a scouting thing in Nottingham quite often, and from that, you know, she got a tour of the stadium, and yeah, she's just been a Forest fan ever since. Ross said, "Hey Craig, I know you feel lost my dad last year and being 17. It's hard. Oh man, it's very hard." So to elaborate a little bit further on it, Ross. So I lost my dad. Then lost my mum. Then got fucked out of about 450 grand's inheritance. And look, mate, the story gets worse and worse and worse the more I speak about it. I don't really want to go into the exact details of it, but one more thing I'd say is, so I'm an only child, and the reason I keep saying that is because there's a reason I say it. I'm an only child. My mum's dead. My dad's dead. They're buried in the same grave, and I don't own the deeds to the grave. And that wrangles with me to this day, because I was fucked out of that, and I was fucked out of a lot more by somebody, let's just say. And not being able to have a say in what goes on the headstone on the grave, or not being able to lay a fucking flower on the grave without being able to get approval and shit like that. I wasn't even told that my mother killed herself, by the way, by her husband. I had to find out from my aunt. So yeah, it was tough. It was really, really, really fucking tough. But that's life, isn't it? 2-1 in the Turkey game, by the way. 2-1 in that one. And 2-1 to Latvia as well. Sorry, just getting a little bit emotional. But look, I don't want sympathy for any of it, because there are people who have a lot harder life than I'll ever have. But the only reason to talk about it is you got to move. You got to carry on. You don't let this shit beat you. Big up for talking about your diagnosis in dark days. It means a lot to many of your followers. I'm defining my right to be old, said Jens. Yeah, look, mate, it's I think it's important, because you have to speak up. You have to be open and honest about it, because these things will eat you from the inside if you don't. And I've been fortunate that I've spent years with psychologists, psychiatrists on different medications, and I've been fortunate that I've been able to access these services. A lot of people aren't able to access the services, so what I am very proud of is this next generation. So my daughter, Connor, all this generation, much more open, much more talking about their feelings, and that's a beautiful thing. And I'm so proud of this generation for that, because I was always raised in a way that I had to be macho. I had to be, that kind of way. Always loved, don't get me wrong, always loved. I was very lucky as a child, very spoiled, very loved, but certain things were taboo. And my daughter's generation and Connor, and I'm fucking so proud of them. And that's why people like Rory's stories out there, talking about his story, it takes guts and it takes courage. And the more people that are like Rory and the more people that speak up, the more these stigmas get removed. Because no matter what we say, there is stigma with mental health, as much as people are trying to remove it. You go to the doctor with a broken arm, doctor looks at you, you got a broken arm. Trying to explain what's going on inside your own head, that's fucking difficult. Unless you're extremely self-aware, it's very difficult. Very difficult. I fell out with my doctor the other day over this stuff. Because I won't get into it, but let's just say speaking up's always the best thing to do. And sometimes even just talking to a friend or a family member can be a great first step. But you should always seek medical assistance where possible, of course. Would you ever do a collaboration with Toffee TV? No. Toffee TV absolutely mocked my personal appearance, and let's just say that I look forward to the day that I get to meet that fucking dope from Toffee TV in person. Is Ped, is that his name? That gobshite? Yeah, I look forward to the day where I get to introduce myself to him in person. Still 0-0 in the Netherlands game, by the way. So that group plan. Let's have a look at the group, an updated look at the group table there in that group. So right now, the Netherlands top the group with 21 points. Turkey also on 21 points. The goal difference is too much there for Turkey to swing. So Turkey are relying on Norway to do them a favour in that game, which would put them all on 21 points. Turkey would top the group then. So yeah, I mean, I'll keep you up to date with what's going on in that group, but it is nerve-wracking times right now in that Netherlands group. And again, sorry if the tone of the stream went a bit downhill there, but it is what it is. And look, if you are enjoying it, please do hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video as well. How did Toffee TV mock you? So I did a video with 888 Sport, and in the video they asked me, I think I'm trying to remember what the video was, but they asked me about one of my favourite moments or something, and I spoke about Divock Origi, I spoke about Jordan Pickford, and I spoke about, I think I used the phrase bitters. I think that's what annoyed them. And then they did a reaction piece to that where they did what they did. Which country is the best holidays due to your experience? I love Turkey, football editor. Yeah, I want to retire to Turkey. I love the country, absolutely love it. I definitely recommend anybody to go to Turkey if you get a chance. Always love my time in Florida if we go there with the family as well. I mean, it's just an amazing place to be. America, just the scale of stuff is phenomenal. But yeah, favourite holiday destinations: Turkey, Spain's always class, Portugal's always lovely. Was at my best friend's wedding in Italy, and oh my god, the food in Italy was to die for. Unbelievable. Ukraine 1-0 up against Bosnia. Thank you, Tom, for that update. Big in that group. Big result that for the Ukraine, if they keeps the way. France 1-0 up against Finland. Thank you for that, Riz. Appreciate that. Ukraine going into the playoff as things stand. Come to Missouri. Mate, I want to get back to America as soon as I can. Honestly, absolutely love it over there, dude. And I will go anywhere where there's an invite, dude. Beatles or Oasis. You're going to hate me for this, and I know it's rather hypocritical, but I don't like the Beatles. I know I'm a huge Oasis fan, and I know that Oasis are modelled on the Beatles. I could never take to the Beatles music. My dad would have been somebody who would have raised me more along the lines of Motown and stuff like that. So I've all, that type of music, all that doo-wop kind of stuff is more my cup of tea from the old school. You should visit South Africa. I definitely want to. Definitely. I mean, some of the scenery from South Africa looks absolutely stunning. And look, we are looking for a holiday destination for next year. So any recommendations, please do lash them in. And also Anfield Agenda are going to do a few live shows. So any cities that you can recommend for us to visit around Europe, in the UK. I don't need recommendations in Ireland because I'm fairly sorted on that one. But yeah, Anfield Agenda are going to go and do some meetups. So yeah, love to do a few live gigs as well. Craig, I got to go training for my fight in Abu Dhabi next week. Have a good one, man, and wish you all the best. Please do let us know how you get on. And yeah, I mean, all of our best wishes, my man, and thank you for being in the chat. Wales is nice. The only place I've been to in Wales actually was Abergele. Remember we were over there. Abergele and Rhyl, because we went to what the fuck was the place called in Rhyl? Was it Sun World or something like that? France, been to France actually. Oliver, we brought the kids to Disneyland Paris, and then we went to Asterix Park, or Park Asterix, and we went to Park St. Paul as well, which was another lovely little place. Italy, definitely recommend Italy. Oliver, yeah, Italy's amazing. We were in the The part of Italy we were in was... Oh, fuck, what was it called? Sabrina? What was the part of Italy Dan's wedding was in? Oh, I've got it. Actually, I remember. It was Bari, Brindisi, that kind of area down there. You know, Italy shaped like a shoe with a heel, down near the heel. It was gorgeous. New York or Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica, but only as a stop off on a cruise, and it was gorgeous. But Dubai is my young lad. My son's forever telling me he wants to go to Dubai. So yeah, Dubai's a good show. Ever go to Salt Hill? I've never been to Galway, Oisin. Embarrassed to say, man, I've never been to Galway. Greece. I worked in Greece. I worked in Greece for a summer, actually, Quince. In Kelly's Irish Bar in Crete. And I went to Greece for my holiday after my final school exams as well. We went to Chersonesus in Crete. So I've been to Crete on a few occasions. Was in mainland Greece, but that was only on a stopover on the way. What about Drogheda? I haven't been to Drogheda in years, to be honest with you, Stephen. I've been there, but I haven't been in a long time. Is Dubai expensive? See, that was my initial thought as well, Hashim. But my wife said to me that friends of hers have been and they didn't think it was that expensive. Ever been to Cork? Yes, loads of times. I was down in Cork a couple of months ago interviewing Gary Spike O'Sullivan, Irish middleweight boxer. Ever been to County Down? Yes, I have. I used to go out with a girl from County Down. I'll never forget it. She lived, I won't give the exact address out, but she lived in St. Paul's Place, Lurgan, County Armagh, but that's not Down. So yes, I have been to Down as well though, sorry. But Lurgan wasn't, it was Armagh, sorry. But yes, I have been to County Down. Have I been to Clare? Nope, never been to Clare. Jeremy, how are we, dude? Lovely to see you, my man. It's been a while. Galway is better than Cork. I want to go to Galway. I mean, one of the Anfield Agenda meetups would definitely be, the cities I'd have in mind would be Dublin, Cork, Galway, Belfast. Thoughts on France, the team, not the country? Oh, ridiculously good. Elevator, an escalator fan, 6. Ridiculously good. Ridiculous. Like, the depth of talent in that French squad's ridiculous. Have I been to Portugal? Yeah, we were in what was the part of Portugal we've been to Portugal twice, same hotel both times. It wasn't Praia da Rocha, it was Praia da Vau, just down the road from Praia da Rocha in the Algarve. Vitor's Plaza, I believe, was the name of the hotel that we stayed in there on a couple of occasions. Who'll win the AFCON this year? I would go with Senegal. Thoughts on the Spanish player Gavi? Excellent. I mean, look, the amount of young talent coming through the Spanish system again is phenomenal. If you are enjoying the stream, by the way, folks, please do take a sec, hit the subscribe button. Do I go to many Ireland games? Nope, I don't. I think the last Ireland game I was at was the Switzerland game, if my memory is correct. Have I heard of Kilcullen? Is that in Meath? Or am I completely off on that one? Thoughts on Brian Gill? I haven't seen enough of him, Kevin. I mean, Jeremy in the chat there. Jeremy's a Spurs fan, so Jeremy probably far better place to give you an opinion on Brian Gill. Didn't he come in from Sevilla? It's in Kildare. Kildare. Oh, by the way, any Irish people that go to Kildare Village or anything like that, I think they've an Adidas store open there now. So got Nike and Adidas out in Kildare Village. Kilcullen is by Naas, a nice place to shop. In which case, I must have been there because I used to have to drive past Naas all the time on the way home when I lived in Laois. Thoughts on Canada? Love it. My wife has 3 sets of aunts and uncles that live around the kind of Mississauga, Toronto region. I haven't been to Canada since my daughter was 1, so like 16 years ago. Yeah, so even Jeremy, who's a Spurs fan, saying he hasn't seen enough of Brian Gill to give an opinion. So I certainly can't give you an opinion because I've seen even less than Jeremy has. Have I been to Wicklow? I could nearly hit Wicklow with a Jesus stone, Sean. You know, I grew up in Shankill, so right on the border, and I live in Gorey, so right on the other border of Wicklow. So yeah, I grew up on one side of Wicklow, and now I'm living on the far side, but never in Wicklow. Although I did live in Wicklow. Technically, I first lived in Wicklow because my parents lived in Bray when I was born. What part of Laois did I used to live in? Ballylinen, Daniel, Ballylinen. Real culture shock to me moving from Dublin down there, by the way. But loved it. Which African country in football impressed me the most during my life? The Ghana team at South Africa was a very good team. Yeah, that was a very, very good team. Have you ever been to Baghdad? No, Jens, can't say I have, mate. Have you ever been to League Slip? Not since I was playing in the Dublin District Schoolboy League and we played out in League Slip. Up Abbey Leaks, said Johnny. Lovely place, actually, in fairness, Johnny Abbey Leaks. Dan James on the break here for Wales. Still Dan James. To Nico Williams. Nico, shot, it's blocked, falls back to Dan James. And that cross is blocked. And it'll go out for a throw into Wales in the far left. Still waiting for a breakthrough in the Netherlands game, by the way. Still Netherlands 0, Norway 0. Where's Big Man? Said I go to Gorey sometimes to the beach with your dad. Yeah, it's beach probably not Gorey really, to be fair, but Cortown I'd imagine. Are you part of anything other than Irish? No. Both my parents were Irish. Daniel said, I'm the same, Craig. Moved from Coolock to Mount Mellick. And you hate it? I don't think I'd ever move back to Dublin, Daniel. I love Gorey as a city. It's amazing. I love living here. But, another chance blocked and it ricochets through to the Belgian keeper. Yeah, I love it. I mean, growing up in Dublin, I love that as well. But I'd never go back there now. I mean, I can leave my house, Daniel, and the first traffic light I'll see would be Dublin Airport. And that's a true story. I can genuinely leave my house now, get in the car and drive. Like, I go past it. I could keep going towards Belfast. Do you know what I mean? I live right beside the motorway, so it's class. Jeremy, I'm going to watch that game, but no watch along. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. It should be a cracker. Ronaldo or Messi? I'm Messi in that conversation. Respect them both as footballers, but I'd be Messi. Is there still an art shop in Gorey? A woman named Claire runs it. Sabrina? Is there still an art and hobby shop down the town? You don't know if there's a woman called Claire in there, do you? You don't know if there's a woman called Claire that works or runs it, do you?
I don't know why.
That's just somebody asked in the chat. There is still an art and hobby shop, alright, Johnny, but no idea.
There's like an independent art shop.
Okay.
I can't think of that girl's name.
Alright, cool, thank you.
But there is an art shop where there's literally only just one girl that works in it.
Oh, cool.
And runs it.
Okie doke.
It's called Different Strokes.
Different Strokes, Johnny? That ring any bells? Craig, Jude or Bellingham? Yeah. Na 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 na. Oh God, that's the dream, isn't it, for us Liverpool fans? Thoughts on Dundalk? Always been very impressed when I've watched Dundalk playing football. I wish they didn't have the Astro pitch, to be honest with you, but yeah, always been impressed with the way Dundalk set up. Vase of Flower says, tattoo me. I wish, mate. I'm just I wish I could show you guys my wife's latest tattoo. My wife's been getting a sleeve, but I can't show you because I'm using my phone. But my wife's sleeve's amazing. She's been getting it done. She said to me, turns 40, goes, I want to get a sleeve. And I'm saying, yes, love, I'm all over that, no problem. And her sleeve is amazing. I wish I could show you, but I use my phone as my camera, so I can't. Do I like construction? I don't like anything that involves manual labour. You know what I mean, Oliver? My whole family are in the construction industry, though. They're all tradesmen, all my uncles and stuff. Ever consider moving to a different country? I will be moving to a different country, Sam. We're going to wait for my daughter to finish her final exams in school, and then the odds are we will either move to the UK or Dubai. Did I stream the Champions League final against Real? I think I did, yeah. I'm fairly sure we did. Have Liverpool signed the dog yet? Not yet, mate. Not yet. I don't know who the dog is, but not yet. Darren Crampton, I don't know where to go with that comment, dude. I don't know where to go with it. Ah, cool. Right, so my wife has a picture of it in her phone.
Because it's a bit scary.
So, here's my wife's... That's my wife's sleeve that she's getting done at the minute. I hope you guys can see that okay. Elmo. Told you she was an Elmo freak. How could you leave us in Ireland? Precisely because of the lack of opportunities, Mary, in the industry that we're in, is why I'd leave Ireland. Who scored? De Bruyne and Kiefer Moore. Yeah, the Elmo is good, isn't it? It's really good. There's a story behind that Elmo, so let me explain it to you. My wife's already an Elmo freak. Absolutely loves Elmo. She's had an Elmo hot water bottle cover longer than she's been with me, and we're together 20 years. But so we were over in Florida with our son, and we went to Busch Gardens, and in Busch Gardens there's a Sesame Street part, and because the Sesame Street part was there, Elmo was there, and Elmo was out meeting the kids. So my wife brought Lucas, my son, up to see Elmo, and it was really noisy at the time, and my son did this because he was having sensory issues, and it was really noisy for him, and they were struggling to get the photograph taken, and Elmo, I'll never forget this, I was so fucking emotional at the time. Elmo did this as well at the same time to make my son feel better, and ever since that, I've also loved Elmo. So whoever was in that Elmo costume working that day in Busch Gardens, forever have my gratitude for that moment, because it was amazing. Amazing to see the awareness from the person in the costume, and amazing to see the impact it had on my son. So yeah, absolute legend. And what a save as well there from the Belgian keeper. Wales really pushing for this winner. There it is. Look. Again, just to show you that I'm not talking at my arse. See, there's Elmo. See, Lucas has his hands over his ears, and Elmo doing the same. Absolute legend. Bye bye. Oh yeah, and here's my wife being a freak, just to show you that she does really love Elmo. There's my wife in her Tickle Me Elmo costume. Rafi, nobody gives a fuck about your shitty opinions on Salah at the minute, mate. You know what I mean? Read the room, dude. Read the fucking room. or Count Von Count. One, wah, ha, 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 ha. Two, wah, ha, ha, ha. I think we all remember that from our childhood. Still 0-0, by the way, in the Netherlands game. 7 minutes to go on that one. What industry do I work in? Well, technically, as of yet, none. But the content industry, mate, media industry, this industry. But I suppose technically I don't work in it yet. You're right. What do you think the best cinema in Ireland is? Arklow, Dundrum or Gorey? I like the one in Gorey. I've never been to the one in... Actually, do you know what? I have been to the one. I've been to all of them, actually. Dundrum, I would say, probably. Your wife looks peng, you're a very lucky man. Oh, I'm aware, Zane. I'm aware. I'm a very lucky man, yes. Yeah, 20 years. 20 years with the missus now. Netherlands have gone 1-0 up, have they? Have you got confirmation on that? Well, let me check. Yes, we have confirmation. The Netherlands 1-0 up. They have just taken the lead. You love to see that. Netherlands 1-0 up. Go on. Delighted for them. Obviously, you know, would have liked Turkey. Hopefully Turkey can go through in the playoff, because a lot of time for Turkey as well. But yeah, can confirm that it is 1-0 to the Netherlands. Brilliant. Who scored the goal? Bergwijn. Stephen Bergwijn with the goal. Jeremy lives a 2-minute walk from Dundrum Cinema. Happy days. Yes, your channel is absolutely sound, mate. Anfield Agenda Best Moments. Because we have an Anfield Agenda Extra channel. But if you're going to be lashing up our content on there, maybe just whack me an email, mate, and we'll discuss it. Not against it. I mean, you know, you're not against it, but we do have a YouTube management team that look after our copyright stuff, so that's the reason I'm saying give us the heads up, because I'd make sure that it's all okay for you. So yeah, if you want to, give us an email at contact@anfieldagenda.com or anfieldagenda@outlook.com, and we'll talk you through it. Ever been to Carlow? Yeah, loads of times. Got one of my tattoos in Carlow. When we lived in Laois, Carlow was just about a 25-30 minute drive away. Belgium now on the attack. It's cleared. 3 minutes to go in this one. Do I know the school, Gorey Community School? Yes, of course. My daughter's in the other secondary school. She's in what's the name of her fucking school again? I should probably know this one. Crea Community College. But yes, I do know Gorey Community School. My daughter's in the newer one that's closer to our house.
Crea College.
That's what I said. Crea College. I got it right in the end. I got there in the end.
I said Crea.
Crea. I don't know what the name of the tattoo place was, big man. I'm going back 14 or 15 years. Would you do an Anfield Agenda meetup in Portlaoise? It's more about making sure we can get the venues, Daniel, for anything like that. So, you know, if we got the right venues, we're open to doing it anywhere. So if anyone does run a bar or a venue, you know, hit us up. Which UK city will you move to? Probably somewhere in a triangular region of the Welsh border, Liverpool, Manchester. Somewhere in that triangle. If we were to move to the UK. But for I think the appeal of Dubai is obviously a tax reason, one of the reasons. Secondly, the innovation and the support for new companies and stuff in the tech world in Dubai fascinates me. Come to the point. Yeah, see, this is what I was saying about the two Johnnies earlier on. They got their gig and sold it out, I think, in the Three Arena. Craig's getting no love from the Irish media mainstream whatsoever. None. Nothing. Not an article, not a radio story, nothing about Anfield Agenda or what we've done or accomplished anywhere in Irish media, and it drives me demented that we don't get any support. Daniel said Dubai is such a better option, including the weather. And also with Dubai, I think it's just a 3 hour time difference. So still, like moving to America, time difference wouldn't suit live streaming. But Dubai would suit my life as well with like live streaming Liverpool stuff. Will Wales be in the playoffs? Yeah, they were already secured of a playoff place because of the Nations League. They need to win this, I think, to try and get a home playoff. 6 minutes, by the way. 6 minutes of additional time. Do I like summer or winter? 100% summer. I hate the winter. I hate the cold nights. Yeah, I get very down in the winter and stuff. You know, you can call it seasonal affective disorder. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but and also I'm gonna have arthritis, and the warm weather, and I say I'm going to because I've been told by doctors for years that the wearing of my joints, the bit in between them, is drying up. So I would imagine moving to the heat will probably be best. Craig on to attacks exile. God, I'd love the need to that. Mate, I'm not making any money from Anfield Agenda yet. If anything, I'm still fucking catching up with the investment I've put into it. But all the contributors on the channel get paid for their time. But yeah, I'll be the last one on Anfield Agenda to actually to go full time, which is mad, isn't it? How come you leave in Ireland? Mainly the weather, if I'm being honest with you. Mainly the weather and the opportunities for to make a real go of the channel. Who's your favourite Ireland player at the moment? I've got to be honest, Dave. I want to say Queeveen, but it has to be Gavin Bazunu. I actually got it in post today. The Ireland keeper shirt. I'm pointing at it like you guys can see it. It arrived today, actually. I ordered a few things from the FAI store, and Gavin Bazunu was going to sign the Ireland keeper jersey for me. So I have his address in Portsmouth. I'm going to post it over, and Gavin has been kind enough to agree to sign it and send it back to me, and it's going to take pride of place in my living room on the wall. Dubai is a richer place to live. Look, it's not unless you have money. You know, anywhere, you know, a richer place is... I mean, Dubai probably has more concentration of rich people, perhaps, but, you know, I'll be in the same financial position. Craig, do I know Hussam from This Is Football channel? I don't think so. I don't think so. What do I think of the F2 freestylers? Very skilled at what they do, but other than that, I don't know them, so... 2-0 to the Netherlands now. That's their passage secured. You love to see it. Any chance of an El Van Dijk header for that now? Can I ask you a question? Outside Anfield the Gym streaming hours, as I sometimes miss the streaming due to work. Yeah, of course you can ask me a question, Adros. Yeah, if you ever want to ask anything, mate, just whack an email. contact@AnfieldAgenda.com, and I will try to get through as many of them as I can. It was Memphis Depay with the goal. I had a few quid on a Van Dijk header. You know, couldn't resist it. Still 1-1 in this one, by the way. It's a corner for Belgium out on that far left-hand side. And we've gone up 100 subscribers on the stream. Thank you very much, guys. If you have enjoyed the stream, please do hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video. Sorry, the reason I paused there is Holland had an opportunity, or excuse me, Belgium. I'm looking at the wrong game. Belgium had an opportunity there, but it was saved by Ward. Where do I think he'll move to? It'll be the UK or Dubai, one or the other. It's possible to get a 10-year visa to live in Dubai. So potentially Dubai, but maybe the UK. Thank you, Michael. Much appreciated. So, what was we saying? Tom said, game over for Norway then. Netherlands win the group, Turkey in the playoffs. On Anfield Agenda tomorrow, by the way, just a heads up, the 6 p.m. show, it's going to be James Redmond hosting it with Paddy Murphy, and that's going to be a regular show once a week on Anfield Agenda. So it'll be James' first time hosting on his own on the channel, so please do show him some love tomorrow, and I'll be back on Anfield Agenda tomorrow night at 8:45. Craig, if you move to the UAE, would you ever make trips to Anfield? Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to Anfield in January for the Brentford game. So yeah, it's usually just a matter of getting tickets. If I can get tickets, I'll come back. When are we going to see you on the Don Robbie channel? Never. Quite simply. Let's say Liverpool are on at 8 p.m. What time will it be there? 11 p.m. Bailey. I think there's a 3-hour time difference. We've almost had the 6 minutes, by the way, here. Clock's ticking too. I know that our clock stops at 5 minutes of additional time, so I might as well turn that off. But we've just about had the second. Yep. Referee looks at the watch. It's over. Wales won. Belgium won. Wales into the playoffs. I'm not sure if they have a home draw or not. I hope they do, and of course I wish Wales well. But look, it's been loads of fun, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. God, we've covered a lot in that watch along, haven't we? We really did waffle through a lot of stuff. And yeah, look, appreciate your time as always. Don't forget, please do hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video. I will see you guys on Anfield Agenda tomorrow, but enjoy the rest of your night tonight. And yeah, talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.